Right, hello and welcome to the best car added this month to Gran Turismo 7. This is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 MR GSR from 2006. I know it's a really long name, but it's a really good car. So, the Mitsubishi Evo 9, you can pick this vehicle up from Brand Central or from the used car dealership for around 100,000 mark. It's exactly 100,000 credits in Brand Central. So, after you pick up this vehicle, well, what do you get with it? Well, you get a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that pumps out 277 brake horsepower and comes in at a weight of 1420 kgs. So the weight isn't too bad and the power is not too shabby. So if we take it around Kyoto Driving Park, we see coming down the main straightaway that the Mitsubishi Evo 9 is able to travel just over 200 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. Now this vehicle honestly has a lot of similarities when it comes to handling to the Audi TT Coupe, which also came out in this month's updates. I really found that with both of these vehicles having all-wheel drive, it had a very similar feeling because we see sometimes there's hints of understeer, and coming up to this one particular corner around the circuit, the entire body of the car wants to slide out and then the front end pushes out even more than that, and you have to really pull it back in line to get it in order. But it's not a complete handful because the Evo 9, look, it has good acceleration, it has good braking, and overall is a fantastic vehicle to get behind the wheel of. And I can see it being extremely good when it comes to starting the game out. So for all of the new players, the Evo 9 should be a good go-to vehicle, especially with it only costing 100,000 credits. But the Evo 10 is cheaper and should actually perform better than this, but we're not going to get into that. So the Mitsubishi Evo 9. Now if we take a look at the racing history of the Evo 9, we should all know that the Mitsubishi Evo in general is famous for rally racing. The rivalry between the Evo and the Subaru, it's Ford versus Ferrari type levels of things. But in particular, the Evo 9 is insanely good at time trials. Yes, unlike its predecessors, it took the chance and did something different and was really good at time trials, because we see that the Cyber Evo CTR 9A, that is the chassis code for the Evo 9, their CT9A held the OEM chassis record at Tsukuba as well as Eastern Creek Raceway, that is a track in Australia. So it was setting records there. Then we see another company, Sierra Enterprises, their CT9A chassis still holds the US time attack record. So that's another Evo 9. Then the Tilton Interior CT9A chassis held the time attack record at Sydney Motorsport Park. That's another time attack record holding Evo 9. So it's not only time attacks that the Evo 9 is also good at, because if we look at hill climbs, we see that the Evo 9 has won the European Hill Climb Championship 11 times since it started entering. Then we also see that it has 13 official FIA International Hill Climb Cup wins. The Evo 9 has some real racing pedigree behind it. It's still an Evo at the end of the day. So if we take it over to Sardinia Windmills to see how this vehicle handles off-roading, well, we see that the Evo 9 is just as good on-road as it is off-road. The power delivery is just right. It's not too powerful, it's not underpowered. The vehicle has the right suspension setup standard to handle bumps on an off-road circuit to a point where you can set decently quick times. And we see around Sardinia Windmills, we set a 1 minute 22.7 seconds around the circuit. Now, let's say you want to go faster than this. Well, all you have to do is head on over to the tuning shop and start spending a lot of your hard-earned credits. So, after slapping on a decent amount of parts and spending a lot of money, we are going to be left with 552 brake horsepower and a vehicle that weighs 1107 kgs. So a lot lighter and a lot more power has been crammed into this Evo 9. So let's see how good this vehicle actually is once we take it back on circuit. But before we do that, we need to check out the visual customization options for the Evo 9. So we see that we actually have some unique options, and these are actually inspired kits of real world body kits. I know if you add a wide body kit to the vehicle and select type A front bumper, that is actually inspired from a Varus kit. So there are actual kits inspired by, because we're not allowed to actually have officially licensed kits in this game, so inspired by version. So after we get the car looking the way it now performs, we head back on over to Kyoto Driving Park, and we see that the vehicle's handling and just acceleration is almost brutal. The car just gains speed so rapidly that it's such a fun experience. You can actually feel the car hunker down as it travels down the straightaway. And we see around Kyoto Driving Park straightaway, we are hitting 260 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brake. The longer I drove this Evo, the more I started realizing it has the same almost performance as that Audi TT is cool. So remember when I said this is the best car added? The only reason that I'm still sticking with this answer, even though the Audi and the Evo have practically identical performance outputs, is that the Evo 9 has a bit more racing pedigree than the Audi TTS. And I mean, this is gonna sound very biased, but it's an Evo 9. So around Kyoto Driving Park, yes, the acceleration's improved, braking's improved, downforce, racing soft, everything is the best it can be. We set a 1 minute 32.6 seconds around the circuit, which look is a respectable time. It could be a lot worse, could be a lot better, but honestly this is a competitive time to be setting around the circuit. Then now if we even take it off-road, then we see that it is also setting faster lap times on the dirt, because this vehicle is setting lap times now around a 1 minute 16 second mark. So that is a lot faster than standard. But honestly, this vehicle, you can use it either on-road, off-road. It has the same results on both. It's just a fantastic vehicle overall to own, and for 100,000 credits, it's not bank breaking, it's not gonna empty or drain out your pockets, and you actually have a vehicle with racing pedigree behind it. And honestly, the Evo 9 in a few years is gonna be an absolute collector's item. I mean, even now it's already a very sought after car. So the Evo 9 it's just a fantastic vehicle, and it's the main reason that I'm claiming or saying that this is my favorite, the best car from this month's updates in Gran Turismo 7. So let me hear your thoughts of that opinion in the comment section down below. Is this your favorite car out of this month's update? So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys in the next Gran Turismo 7 video. Peace.